Greetings everyone, welcome back. I'm so excited that you tuned in. I've decided that since this is October, I would be taking on a huge project for Halloween. It's going to be vaguely historical. So, what's the most important thing about achieving a historical silhouette?
Undergarments.
That's right, the undergarments. This is kind of my first time making something historical. The reason I chose to wear this costume was to show that I have made a pair of stays before. Not well, but I have done it. This chemise and stays is from this simplicity pattern. I think I ended up extending the stays a little bit because I'm long-waisted, I think. I wore this outfit to a Renaissance festival and I wore this stays all day and I didn't have any issues with it. I also didn't lace it extremely tight. So it was pretty comfortable to wear, honestly, all day. This time, we're gonna be making something kind of late Victorian, around 1980s-ish. You'll see the outer garment next video. For this video, we need to make a corset, we need to make a bustle, and we need to make a petticoat. For these things, I've downloaded patterns from Black Snail. I've never used Black Snail before, but I've heard really good things. So we're going to be working with that today. Now, I'm not here for historical accuracy. If you're looking for that, there are tons of other channels who are way better at it than I would be. I'm here for fun and making a costume. I cannot wait to show you the costume I'm actually going to make, but you have to wait for my next video. While I'm not going for historical accuracy, I am looking for a very specific silhouette. We need to make a few items. So I have here the pattern for my corset I'm gonna make. I'll put all the links for everything that I'm using in the description. I've been really interested in historical costuming for a long time. I even have a bunch of patterns that I've collected over the years, but never felt confident enough to actually sit down and do it. And also, like, why? Where am I wearing this? So there's never been an excuse to do it before. Until now. Thanks, YouTube. So instead of just like dipping my toe in and making a simple costume, I've decided to climb the ladder and just cannonball into the deep end of making a historical costume. We're going late Victorian, baby. For these items, I'm going to be using things from my stash, so let me go grab them and we can talk about what we got. Okay. For the corset, I have duck canvas. That's what this one is lined with. So I'll be using this as the liner again. And then if I have enough of this tote bag, I'm gonna use this for the outside because it's so stinking cute. But I don't think there's gonna be enough. So if not, I have this or this pillowcase, which is really cute. This is really thin. This is a bit thicker, so I might use this one. We'll see. Then I also have old bed sheets. So I'm going to be using those for the petticoat. Also, I realized when I put this skirt on that I could maybe use it as a petticoat as well. Maybe? We'll see. First things first, let's knock out the easy things like the petticoat and the bustle. Oh, the bustle. We also need a bustle, which I'll be making out of bed sheets as well, and stuffing it with an old pillow that I have. I also have some batting that I could use. So let's get started. I'm going to put these pattern pieces together and then cut everything out, take care of the petticoat, and then the bustle, and then the corset, because I'm going to need to probably make a mock-up for the corset. Hopefully, if the mock-up fits well, I can just use that as the lining. That could work. I'm not making another one. She's a hot mess on the inside. I've used ribbons as boning channels. But she's a hot mess on the outside too. Let's not. Let us lace this up and try it on and see how it fits. Here we have, it's too big back here. This should be open about like 2 inches, I think. But I think it's okay. I have room up here, which is fine. It's a little tight on the hips, but I'm also wearing shorts, so I don't really feel uncomfortable. It's about 28.5 inches. Normally I'm about 31 inches, so it's a 2-inch reduction, which is what we were looking for. But I feel supported. Really the only issue with it is that it's just a smidge tight on the hips. I don't care. I'm gonna cut down the boning, bind the top and bottom, and we're calling it. This baby is done. I changed my mind. Because it is too tight in the hips, it is pushing it up so that my waist isn't sitting where it should. So we're gonna make some gores. Gores? Now what we're gonna do is take a little piece of paper. Quick sketch. Okay. And now we got a pattern for the course. Let me sew those and then we'll come back and see how it's done. I went too far. What is this? One more time. Let's try this one more time. Okay, I'm feeling really good about this. Does it look messed up? Yes. Do I care? No, not at all. I do need to figure out how to bend this busk so that the shape is right, because it has not been bending for me. But it's kind of comfortable. Feel supported. Maybe if I'm feeling really sassy, I'll make an outer layer and cover it so it doesn't look so fugly. But honestly, I don't care. It's going under a thing. This is done. We bind the top and bottom and we're done. Next, we need to make the petticoat. I know I said I was gonna make that first, but I lied. So now let's make the petticoat. Also, I have new mics coming in, so hopefully the next clip I see you in, I will sound very good. We'll see. Okay.
In an unfortunate turn of events, I had the wrong lav mic hooked up, so the audio for this clip is unusable. But basically what I'm saying is that I like PDF patterns because they are immediate. I can print them out and use them right away instead of having to wait for something to come in the mail or leave my house for a thing. Now let's continue.
But for this project and for the project in my next video, I'm working with a lot of really big pieces, so I didn't feel like having to cut everything and then tape it all together and then cut it out. So I had them printed. This is the first time I've done this, so I'm very excited. Let's open it up. Okay. Yay! Okay. So this also has the pieces that I need for my next project. So let's find the Alright, so I'm going to find the bustle and the petticoat patterns, and then I'm going to trace them out on some paper so that I don't actually cut into this, and I can just roll this back up and save it in case I want to make these again. working on the bustle pattern, and there's much pleating and not much instruction. All I have is this little diagram on paper. So, see if I can figure this out. This is 2 different sizes. Oh, I was breaking my brain. There's 2 different sizes. So there's 2 different folding instructions for 2 sizes for the buckle pleats. Oh my god. There we go. Super easy. I'm gonna go ahead and pleat up these other pieces, and then we can start sewing this bustle together. After only a small amount of tears, I was able to figure out the bustle, and I finished. Now I just need to add some stuffing. I left a little bit of holes in here and stuff it so it gets all poopy, and then this is done. Since I used spread sheets, I used the side of the sheet, which was already folded over, as the top hem, as I'm lazy. So all I had to do was put the twill tape in there and stitch it down. Cool. Now I need to sew the petticoat. How many times have I said that? Onto the petticoat. Yesterday I went and looked for that old pillow that I had, but I recently moved and I threw away a bunch of stuff, which is great because it decluttered everything, but also I threw away a bunch of stuff. I know I need it. So, but luckily enough, last night I went to a friend's house where we had like a little crafting party, and we made these cute little pumpkins. Put the pumpkins filled with batting. And we had a whole bunch left over. Yay! For 2 tips. So I have these little pine cone guys. I'm gonna go ahead and stuff this bustle, sew up the little holes, throw it to the side, and then we're gonna start on the petticoat, which I've said 15,000 times now. Let's do it. The top part of the petticoat is finished. I feel like I maybe did something wrong, but it's functional. So we're just gonna say it's good enough, good enough. And we're gonna move on. Now we need to make the flounce at the bottom, which is 2 times the width of this. Which is 212 inches, which is 17.6 feet. Run out of this sheet, so we're gonna change sheets and go with this guy. I'm going to see if I can't cut it with the sides of the sheet at the bottom. That way I don't have to hem it, because I would love not to hem 17.5 feet of skirt, if possible. So this is the last step of this project, and then we are totally done with underwear, with making underwear. Then we're totally done with making these Victorian undergarments. In case anybody was wondering, this is what 18 feet of flounce looks like. I look like Johnny Depp. I had just enough. I had the exact amount of sheet I needed for this. So no hemming. I just gotta connect this to the petticoat and then it's done. Okay, reveal time.
wrap-up time. I know I said I didn't care what the corset looked like because it was going to go under a thing. But I jazzed it up a bunch. Did I glue on all these ribbons? No, I didn't. Maybe. But I did stitch on all the trimming. And overall, I'm really happy with how it came out. I think it's really pretty. And the only part that still looks janky is where I added the gores and then sewed over them because I made them too wide. So that's still showing, but that's okay. I do feel like I messed up on the petticoat because it has this gap right here, which it said in the instructions to leave this open, but it seems wrong. So I don't know. It doesn't seem right, does it? If somebody else knows, please let me know in the comments, like what this, it feels like it should be on the side, right? Other than that one, the weird thing with the petticoat, I think everything came out really good. I'm really happy with everything. I think it's gonna work great under the garment that I'm gonna make next video. Yeah. Which I'm very excited about, and I'm gonna have to start like immediately after I finish editing this one because it's a lot. I'm not gonna do a price breakdown for this one, mostly because I got everything from my stash except for the trim that I put on here, which it's 3 different trim plus the binding, which is a velvet ribbon. Ended up being like $30 for like 1.25 yards of each of those. And that was the only thing I bought for this project. And also, do you like price breakdowns? Is that something you're interested in? Let me know. I'm really excited to get started on my next project. I've had a lot of fun making this one. I've had a lot of fun making these videos, so I hope you like them. So as far as my channel goes, I'm gonna try to upload a video every other week. I think that gives me just enough time for bigger projects, like the one I'm gonna make next week. So I'm gonna shoot for every other week on Saturdays. We'll see if I can keep it up. I'm gonna try though. I guess if you wanna see what I make next video, feel free to subscribe. Anyways, that's all I got for this one. Hope to see you next time.